Hello and welcome to the final day of the CHS playoffs as we are here for the championship game. The Jacksonville Dolphins, a first-year program, taking on the Florida State Seminoles. And Ryan Chombre, the captain for the Seminoles, mentioned earlier this year that they have a championship on their mind. They've already won one trophy in this building on this rink at Battle at the Beach. And a first-year program, JU, with a lot of expectations as they look to win their first championship.
Yeah, and JU, they've got the skill to get it done. It's very impressive that they have this caliber of talent as a first-year program, and a very impressive win in their semifinal game last night against Florida Tech. But on the other side, Florida State, a very dominant weekend, a 9-1 victory on Friday against Embry-Riddle, and a 4-1 victory against their rivals, University of Florida Gators. And they're ready to get this going here, and I'm excited.
And JU had a bye in the first round, so only had to play one game. Showed a little bit of rust getting back on the ice, haven't played a game in over 2 weeks. So had a little rust, looking for them to maybe have a better start today. Can't get down against the strong Florida State Seminoles team.
And we'll have to see how this plays out with Florida State. This is their third game in 3 days. Jacksonville just their second game. So we'll see if that plays a factor into this championship game.
Yeah, we always talk about it. The legs start to feel a little heavy after 2 games, and so this playoff is a gauntlet for teams that had to play these 3 games like you mentioned. So Florida State's got a large roster, so does JU. It's going to come down to depth scoring. You've got to get your third and fourth line involved. Both teams have top 2 lines that can score and are always speed threats. It's going to come down to staying out of the box. We saw a number of penalties in the game yesterday in Jacksonville versus Florida Tech, which allowed Jacksonville to pull back and score 4 goals in the final period to get the win 8-4. But we're going to step away. We've got the national anthem and starting lineups, and then we'll talk about the goalie matchup when we come back. And we're back after the starting lineups and the national anthem. And Noah, give us a preview of what we can see from the goaltenders in this game.
Yeah, to your left, in goal for Jacksonville, number 30, Connor Rose. He, in his semifinal game yesterday, made 28 saves on 32 shots, and he's been solid for this Jacksonville team all season long. And in net for the Florida State Seminoles, number 35, Matthew Silliman, the veteran goaltender, his 6th season at Florida State. And in the 2 games that played this weekend, he's had 51 saves on 53 shots. So he's been a brick wall for this Knowles team. And this should be a good one here today, Gavin.
Yeah, and JU's offense got firing late in the game, so looking to build on that momentum. And we talked with Coach Eric Lodermeyer. There's a lot of freshmen on this roster. They've got a bright future as well. So interesting to see how this freshman is going to do against an experienced Florida State who's got some seniors on that roster and one of the most experienced players in College Hockey South, and Ryan Chombre.
Yeah, and just researching both of these teams with Florida State, they've got the skill, right? But their circumstances, as many people know, they don't necessarily have a home rink, and they have these guys. They make it work. They're very committed to this team, and it's awesome to see that they're able to have this much success with the circumstances they're put in. As we're ready to go here,
as puck drop drops in the ACDC championship, this will be the first time a team is crowned in the ACDC division after the move of College Hockey South to the ACHA. That one's played with a high stick, so Jacksonville can't touch it. And now they're able to play it. James Pellini with it. Near side boards down low into the corner. Back out to James Pellini. Has Sullivan at the point. He'll fire one towards the net. Silliman gets the pad on that one. Naumov with it. A shot. Silliman with a save. Dumped back behind the net by Katz. Sent around. Janowski plays it. Now dumped in by Greg Pellini. Back for Naumov. Naumov's going to send it up. Lackus comes away with it for Florida State. He'll try to move it up, but not out. Now James Pellini, a shot. That one gets blocked and out to the corner. Florida State trying to get a clear. And it's still kept in the zone, but finally flipped out. They're going to get a change or two. And now Luke Collins skating in for FSU. Wrapped around the boards. Sullivan has it. He's going to move it up to Greg Pellini, who's pinned along the boards. Not able to get it out quite yet, battling. He'll kick it onto his stick. Flip it across to Naumov. Naumov's going to let that one go. They'll get a full line change. FSU's going to try to take advantage of that one. Getting some fresh skaters out there as Collins chasing that one down. Has Van Riege back behind him. Collins circles back. He's cut off. Now Van Riege comes away with the puck. Out to the point. A shot. That one goes in. Takes a couple bounces. Goes wide of Rose. Another rebound. And Rose making a save.
Jacksonville putting the pressure on early. A lot of time in the offensive zone, but Florida State, a good push here in the last 20 or 30 seconds. Kind of a weird bounce off the end boards, but Connor Rose stands his ground, and he's able to stay in front of that one.
And we mentioned it yesterday, JU got a little bit of a slow start, and they can't go down early. They had the majority of the opportunities in that first period, out shooting JU 18-9 in that first period, Florida Tech was outshot 18-9 in the first period, and they took advantage.
I think that's the right idea by Cole Brunoli. Just getting that one towards the net. It hit a couple skates, so you never know. It's the kind of plays you want to make in a championship game. Just see what happens.
As Stromecki's out there, he's going to get set to take the draw. Versus Van Riege. Wesselhoff out there on the defensive pairing, and that one's flipped out of the zone. Now Rocco Salvi with it. He'll kick it to Gugliotta, the captain. It got out of the reach of his stick and into the corner. Gugliotta's going to take a check there. He'll get back up on his feet, make a play on the puck, but FSU's going to be able to take it the other way. Now it's rolling down towards the corner. Jonathan Kent's going to play it around the boards. Sent back around. Now flipped in by McGovern. That was James McGovern sending that one back in. And now Luke Bloss, one of the seniors, only 2 seniors on this group. Luke Bloss is one of those. And Redwan Nasame, the other one, 2 defensemen. As that one's going to go down the length of the ice, and that is going to be an icing. So no change for Jacksonville.
Again, that was kind of a longer shift for the Dolphins. See if we can play smart here in the defensive zone to clear the puck and get a change with Florida State. This is a time to put the pressure on. You know, there's some tired legs out for Jacksonville.
Yeah, and Florida State, not as quick as a team as Florida Tech, has a lot more strength. along their roster, so not going to be as much pressure going straight towards the net with a lot of speed on the outside. So JU got the clear there, took advantage of that, as that one's dumped in by Brimmer. Lost back for it. Brimmer trying to direct Aguiar, and it comes out to the point. That one sent back in. Check there at middle ice. That was Stromecki on Fusting with the hit, and now flipped up out of the JU zone on to Katz, but he got it lost in his skates, taken away in the neutral zone. But coming away with it, Stromecki. He's going to skate it on the backhand. A 2-on-5 as JU was getting some fresh legs out there. Frank Noble's going to skate into it. He'll send it around the boards, but it comes back out to a stick. He shoots. That one goes over the top left, wide of the net. That one, Nasame out there. He circles back. Ayuth sends it in. On the forecheck, JU, but Florida State comes away with it. Wanting a stretch pass, a big hit there by Muth. Forces a Florida State player to drop his stick, and now they're going to go the other way. That was Katz who dropped his stick. Now Chombre, in one of his first shifts of the game, the captain, he's checked into the boards. Played down low into the corner. Noble's going to send it around, but he got checked, so not able to get it fully around. And now Nasame, Pedri with it, tried to get it cleared out. It does cross, so Florida State had to check up, and now a shot. Rose gets a glove on that one. That was McGovern, a backhand try. Couldn't get that one angled towards the net. Nasame's back there. And now some physicality brewing as Pedri took a shove from McGovern. Florida State with some pressure. And now Lacus has the puck along the blue line, skates in with the backhand. Good defensive play by Nasame. And JU's just going to dump that one to neutral ice, but they're going to have to get a quick change. Chombre's going to send that one in on Rose, and Rose going to get the glove.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Florida State try and make a push there instead of dumping it in, but I think they had a long shift there, so they just wanted to get the puck in deep and get some fresh legs out on the ice.
Yeah, two teams both got caught on long shifts, and like you mentioned, it could have taken advantage of a change as Rose covers that one up. And a little pushing and shoving.
Yeah, we talked about Florida State, their third game in 3 days. Jacksonville just their second game this weekend. But Florida State has a deep lineup, and one thing I was thinking about coming into today was Jacksonville, they don't have as deep of a roster, so we'll see if that plays into this one over time as maybe they get a little fatigued. But they did spectacular against Florida Tech last night as we were on the call for that.
Got a lot of goal scorers on the board, and Naumov drops that one back to Greg Polini. Polini's going to send it back to Naumov, who tried to get into the slot. It took a weird bounce in on Silliman and had to make a save as Myhill was trying to direct that towards him. And now James Polini battling for the puck. It's going to the corner. Cooper Barno, pressured by Naumov, the ACDC MVP. Now Kratenstein tries to play it. Pinned along the boards for a second. Comes out to Janowski. He'll take a shot, and Silliman gets that one in the logo.
You mentioned Nick Naumov's name. But also, let's talk about the ACDC Awards. Jacksonville swept every single category. Goalie of the year is Connor Rose. Head coach of the year, Derek Lodermeyer. It's very impressive from this JU squad. We've been mentioning it time and time again. Their first year. It's not like this. You get a first-year program with skill like they have on the ice here today.
Yeah, and it's been a well-crafted roster, and they have got some great guys, and that one's offsides. Is skating it in was FSU, but Brunoli not able to keep his skate down on the blue line.
He almost had it. He was almost in the splits. That looked like that hurt.
Yeah, great effort there by Brunoli, as this puck is going to be dropped. Van Riege wins it for a second. Now Katz, Gugliotta, the captain, dumps that one in. Ref's arms up for icing, and it's not going to go. They're going to wave that one off. Florida State was just trying to settle down. Gugliotta shot. That one gets blocked off of a stick and out to the corner. Gugliotta losing an edge there. FSU's got some time.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of errant passes on the breakouts for Florida State. That'll be something to keep an eye on.
And that's some of maybe that tiredness, players not being able to get to the puck as their legs are feeling a little heavy as Lucero sends that one around the boards. Back down low for it. Back out to the slot, nobody home. Stromecki now with it. He'll dump it around. And Gugliotta's going to skate into it, and they're going to have a 3-on-2 if they can get up in a hurry. Janowski in the slot. Gugliotta, a sharp angled shot. Silliman with the save there. Gugliotta's going to take a check. And now they're going to move it up Florida State. But Kent taking that one away. Pass D to D. Janowski, Gugliotta's going to dump that one in. They're going to go for a change. Pedri's going to stay out there. Slow Florida State down as it's sent up to Brimmer. Cross ice to Aguiar, and they're going to say he's offside, but touches up. Flip towards the JU bench. Semino tried to play it. Now Richards 3-on-1. Has Aguiar with him. He'll take a shot. That one's going to go wide of the net. Now James McGovern, he's checked on the boards by Semino, and then he'll take a hit from Kent. Pedri back behind the net for JU. He'll dump it off to Bloss. And now a turnover, but Bloss able to recover there and stop a shot. And now Brimmer plays that one with his hand, gets it down to himself, tried to make a diving play. Now it's out to the far boards. Muth with it. Sullivan cross ice pass out of the reach there of Pedri, sent back down to Bloss. Bloss gonna cut back, play it on the backhand up the boards. Now Florida State's gonna get it. Two fresh legs out there, Naumov and Greg Polini. James Polini also comes onto the ice, so the Polini brothers on, and Rose is gonna play that one with the stick out to the corner, allowing Sullivan to come up and play it. And he'll lose an edge, and luckily able to recover quickly. Naumov battling in the corner, trying to move it up. Bloss kicks it up for a second. Lacus was there, sent it back down deep. And now a chance, rolls out into the slot off the skate of a Dolphin. And now Wesselhoff kicks it across the ice into the middle for McGovern. That was Jack McGovern. Now Lacus trying to flip it in the neutral zone. Gets it deep. Greg Polini not able to get a stick on that one. Now a cross ice pass to James Polini. That one off of his stick. Ref's arms up for icing as he was on the wrong side of that red line.
We're about 8.5 minutes into this one. Again, we haven't seen too many high danger scoring opportunities. Good number of the shots on goal are low percentage chances from the outside. We saw a couple of attempts from along the goal line where you don't have an angle. And I think both teams just testing out each goalie.
Yeah, and this is a filling out period for these two teams. They've never met in the regular season. We mentioned it yesterday on one of the calls against ERAU on the first day for Florida State that they played a lot of M2, M3 opponents. So not too many looks at ACDC, but that shot's blocked in front, but it's still trickling towards the crease, but FSU recovers on what could have been a dangerous opportunity. Now a little touch pass. McGovern, he'll take a shot. Rose makes the save. Now McGovern back with it. Dumped out to the point. Wesselhoff shoots. Rose off the blocker out behind now. A couple opportunities now for Florida State, ramping up the pressure. Now taken away. Beautiful stick by Naumov, getting that one in the lane. He'll get to the red line and dump it in, and they'll get its fresh legs. Now slowing it down. Florida State trying to set something up. That one's going to go up ice, and they're going to say that one was tipped, so no icing. Having to play it now, Janowski, in his own zone. Sent around the boards to Naumov. Naumov a touch pass. A little bit of a sloppy pass there. There's now a chance for FSU. Get it back now, Salvi. He'll skate it up. JU dumps it in. That's the Captain Gugliotta, but can't get it all the way into the corner as Katz was in the way of that one. He's pressured by Stromecki on the forecheck. Comes out to Stromecki, but sent around the boards. Nasame still on the blue line battling there for it. It does come out. And now slowing it down. You got Frank Noble. He'll kick it up the boards to Gugliotta. Gugliotta's going to flip that one high in the air into the FSU zone. And now on the stick of Stromecki, and he'll dump it in on the backhand.
Yeah, you talked about Florida State with their strength of schedule this season. Again, beating some M3 teams, even close with a couple M2 teams as well. I believe it was Georgia Tech.
And a shot there. That one goes top right corner, but just wide. And yeah, took on Georgia Tech for 3 straight games, one of them at the Savannah Classic. As that puck is turned over and a stick goes in the air, no arm up. And now driving him to Salvi. He has an opportunity. Silliman gets a stick on that. Stick kicks it out to the corner. That was Gugliotta who lost his stick in center ice, but made a good catch. Saw that a couple times from him yesterday. As now FSU's going to try to move it up. Some fresh legs out there for JU. Semino's out on the ice. Now Luke Collins skates it in. He's forced out wide by Nasame. one of the bigger bodies on this JU squad, has a lot of size. And now a shot, that one in, blocked. Pedri was in the lane. He stood up and a shot on Rose. He'll make a save. Rolled in. Nasame pushed it back to Rose, who almost had a rebound opportunity come out in front. And Wood takes a shot. That one blocked by Nasame. Some good shot blocking by JU.
Yeah, Jacksonville bending but not breaking on that sequence.
We mentioned they gave up a couple early goals. That one played up. Looked like maybe with the high stick, but no whistle as Van Riege was going to try to dump it in, realized he was on the wrong side of the red line, and he'll just dump it back, and a huge hit there by Muth. And now Woods skates it in. He'll shoot it on Rose, and an easy glove save there for the goalie of the year.
A lot of chances for Florida State, and in net for Jacksonville, Connor Rose. He looks calm, and that gives your team confidence in a game of this caliber.
Yeah, had just a couple of tough breaks yesterday, shots that just there was no chance he was saving them as Florida Tech used the speed to take advantage. But mentioned it, Florida State not as much of a speedy team. So this is going to work in JU's favor if they can start to get their speed up. And Brimmer, a shot, that one goes in on Rose, he makes a save. It was almost screened in front and not able to quite see that one, but gets a blocker on that. 8:08 left to go here in the first period. Faceoff's going to be to the left of Rose. McGovern's going to take that one versus Greg Pellini. Puck one tied up, and JU's going to come away with it. Sent up the far side board by Sullivan. Barno's going to have to play it, no ice. They say Barno maybe let off and tried to draw the icing, so that one's waved off, and now a steal by Mutt, the pass into the slot, a shot, and that one gets blocked. What effort there. Not quite sure who took the block, but they're laboring as they head to the bench. They're getting some taps on the bench. That was a big block there.
Yeah, that was Cooper Barno on the block. Fantastic effort.
And that effort is going to be what decides who wins this game. It's getting in those shot lanes, sacrificing the body.
Yeah, and Florida State needs to watch, too. That was a little bit of sloppiness in their own zone. The interception by Brandon Muth.
As Roche tried to come out and play that one, and now Mauve going to take that one away as McGovern skated over it. It's flipped up to Pellini. Pellini a shot. James Pellini sends that one wide. Nick now Mauve's going to dump it high and off the backhand and up into the netting, so we're going to get a whistle. As JU going to get some fresh legs, you're going to see Stromecki, Salvi head off. And Jonathan Lent out there. Puck is dropped. Lost a shot, that one goes wide. Maybe hit someone in front. And now a chance for Lacus. He takes a shot, that one had eyes and just went over the top. That was a beautiful shot. And now a chance for JU. They get some passes around, and Rose sprawling makes the save. And now some pressure. Losing the edge there was McGovern. He had that shot. Now he's battling in the corner. Two Dolphins, two Seminoles. And the Dolphins come away with it. Jonathan Lent moving it up. Has it on his backhand. Moves it to the forehand. He'll fire that one in, and Silliman's just going to cover that one and get a whistle.
Yeah, in that last sequence, Charlie Lacus using the body, shielding off the JU player, and he has a nice rush, and that ultimately turns into a puck sliding across the crease, but Connor Rose up to the task. And I want to mention, too, Jacksonville noticing a lot of their shots are just coming in from entering just across the blue line, getting pucks on net, and looks like they're satisfied with trying to get offensive zone draws for the moment.
Yeah, and we saw yesterday their best opportunities came from when they got right inside of those face-off dots. A number of shots scored along the left side, and so maybe looking to get some of that later in the game. There's a big check on the boards there. And now that one's cleared out of the zone. Florida State delayed offsides. They're going to have to touch up. Lacus plays it. He'll try to dump it in, but just gets it inside of the blue line. If he did get that one down the ice, it would have been icing as he was on the far side of the red line. And now Muth, excuse me. That one's held in, and they're going to blow that one down offsides. Gugliotta tried to carry it in, but the puck came out, and not too happy about that one.
So two really evenly matched teams in this ACDC championship game.
And it was really Jacksonville's resurgence and strength in the spring season. You know, they came in a little rocky to start the year, but had a big win over Florida, and that did allow them to tie them in record, but Florida took the 1 seed. So that allowed them to play Florida State yesterday, and that set up JU for the shot there by Sullivan for a battle with Florida Tech. Now it's sent around the boards. FSU moving up the far side. Dumped in on Rose. He'll slow it down with the stick, leaving it for Sullivan. Sullivan sends it to Naumov. Naumov's pressured. He'll flip it past the forward checker there. Now James Pellini is going to go up for it. He looked like maybe he was going to drop it back, but fooled the defense for a second. They get it into the zone, and now a little bit of pushing and shoving as James Pellini's got to get his stick. And a hit there, and there's a glove out on the ice in the faceoff circle. That was one of the Seminoles. He'll grab his glove, and we're going to get a whistle here. And a little pushing and shoving, some chirping, so no real physicality yet, but you can imagine if one team can start to get some momentum, build a lead, we're going to see some of it as faceoff's going to stay in the zone.
That'll be a Florida State power play. We're going to see these top guys go to work. Nick Naumov in the box for the Dolphins.
And Chambre out there, and haven't seen too much of him today, so maybe shaken up a little bit in yesterday's game, but he's out there for this power play as JU's got some work to do. They were effective late in the game yesterday as they found their systems, and that's credit to Derek Lodermeyer and the intermissions, making necessary changes as they're going to dump that one in. That was Luke Bloss, the senior, dumping it in. Derek Lodermeyer had a lot to say about him, said he's a strong defenseman for them when we talked to him yesterday. And now Van Riege going to flip it to Brunoli. Pressured by Salvi. And now they're going to get it inside. That's Lacus. Van Riege tried to kick it across, gets it out into the slot. A chance for Brunoli. He slits it to the slot, still loose, and not able to find it was Van Riege. And now a chance for JU the other way, 2-on-1. Salvi has Lynn. He gets it across. Lynn a shot and a stick there by McGovern.
No, that was Chambre on the stick on stick. That's a perfectly played 2-on-1.
And now Chambre the other way. Backhands it. And a good save by Rose. Still dangerous out in the slot. And now McGovern comes away with it. And a great play there by Lent. Flipping that one out to center ice. 49 left to go on the power play.
I can't believe this is still a 0-0 hockey game. Brilliant saves from Connor Rose, as well as defense in front of Connor Rose.
Yeah, you trust your goalie to make a save, but you can't save everything. And JU did a good job flipping that one out of the zone, like you mentioned, as Silliman plays it. 30 seconds left to go for Florida State. And now it's flipped up the other way. Dropped off for Wesselhoff, lost it in his skates, so gonna lose some time there as Barno had to circle back. With FSU having to touch up, now Wesselhoff has it in front of the bench. He was pressured by Gugliotta, there he dump it back, and that's gonna wind down the time as Pellini goes in a shot. Silliman gets it, and they're gonna kill off that first power play for FSU.
Good positioning there from Jacksonville in the neutral zone. Reading these breakout passes from Florida State. There's another one kind of out of the way. And I mentioned it earlier, yeah, the breakouts for the Seminoles, not super clean to start in this game.
As now Florida State trying to break it out, like you mentioned, not super clean through the neutral zone, but on that power play had a number of opportunities as now Lacus has it near side boards. He skates it down low to the dot, gets inside, but a great defensive play there by Pedri, and he'll lose it to Lacus. He turns it over, a chance for a backdoor pass. Rose has to watch out, trying to wrap it around into the slot, and we're gonna get a whistle here as the net came off, so no change for Jacksonville. Rose got moving side to side and maybe just caught too much of one of the posts there.
Yeah, Charlie Lacus, he had everyone sprawling. Looked like he had someone backdoor, but He didn't think that was there, so he just kind of kept taking it around the net, looking for options. I believe it was Frank Noble that ended up knocking the net off for Jacksonville.
And that was good defense, forcing the Seminoles out wide and taking away that pass that Lacus was looking for back door. Because now JU's going to win that draw for a moment, but Lucero's going to send it around. Janowski's going to go up to play it. Kratenstein's there, and now flipped up by Muth. It's going to roll in on Silliman, so no icing. He'll play with the stick over to Lucero. It's back behind the Silliman. And now FSU, far side boards, they're going to move it up. Drop pass. Forced out wide, a pass into the slot. Rose gets a piece of that one, sends it back behind the net. As now Lent down there, looking to flip it up. He'll kick it D to D. Send around the boards, and Bloss took a heavy hit on the end of that one. Kept in the zone by FSU. And a good stick by Bloss. What a recovery after he took a big shot, but made a good stick save, but Kratenstein kept it in. And now JU a chance to get it out. Muth is going to skate it back. He's going to skate it up. JU got some fresh legs out there. He's going to take a shot. That one gets blocked. A chance. On the back end, another shot. Silliman with another save. 2 quick chances, and that one's up and out of play. And no change for Florida State as they flip that one out of play.
It's a good rush there from Brandon Muth for Jacksonville. I think he was all over the ice last night in their game against Florida Tech, and a nice rush there. Nifty move just inside his own blue line to result in that rush. A good job by the forward from Jacksonville.
And now a shot by Polini. That one gets blocked off of escape. Maybe Van Riege got a piece of that one. And now Salvi battling along the boards, trying to get it out as FSU. They get it out. So JU's going to have to touch up. They're going to dump it in. That was James Polini sending it. 30 seconds left to go in the period. No goals in this one so far. A number of chances for both sides. A turnover. And trying to find Salvi was Polini, but just not aware of the turnover. So Salvi wasn't able to skate into that one. And now Bernoulli, he'll skate it in a sharp angle shot. Rose gets the save, and he'll play that one as he wasn't able to glove it. Salvi now touches it. Stromecki's going to send it. It's out to neutral ice for James Polini. He'll skate it in over, and he'll just dump it in on Silliman, and Silliman's going to let play. And that's going to do it for the first period. 2 strong defensive efforts. Both teams had chances. Florida State had a power play. Weren't able to capitalize on it. Noah, what did you like from both teams in the first period?
I think Florida State has controlled this one, outshooting Jacksonville 22-11. And they've been moving the puck around in the offensive zone, but I think Jacksonville, on the other hand, they've been doing a good job defensively on the forecheck, causing turnovers for Florida State, and they're getting high danger chances of their own. So it's a lot of back and forth action, and I mentioned it, this is a very evenly matched game so far.
So 2 teams still trying to fill each other out. We're through 20 minutes. Both teams can make some adjustments now, as this is the first period they've ever played against each other. We'll step away, score 0-0 through 20 minutes. We'll bring you the second period when we come back. And we're back here for the second period. No goals in the first between the two sides. Noah, a lot of chances for both sides. Good defense as well. Big goalie saves. What are you looking for in the second period?
I'm just looking for both teams to keep up that pressure. I think each team has caused turnovers from their opposition and had great chances. Eventually, one of those chances is going to break through. It's just a matter of when that's going to happen.
And JU was kept scoreless in the first period yesterday, but exploded in the second. They make adjustments between intermissions. They're well coached. It's going to be interesting to see which team went into that intermission, made the adjustments, and is going to get on the board and open the scoring in this one as we get ready to drop the puck.
Yeah, and the legs are going to start feeling heavy. Both these teams played about 12 to 14 hours ago.
Had the late games and now early ones this morning. So we mentioned it, it's a gauntlet. It's about who wants it more, what bench can get going. As Florida State's got the puck in their own zone. Sent around, D-to-D pass. Sent cross ice, far boards. That was behind Aguiar, but he came away with it. Now he'll cut inside, he has a chance on the backhand. Backhands that one wide, pass out into the slot, doesn't find anybody. A shot from the point, that one gets blocked. That was Janowski blocking that one. He'll go off. James Pellini gets it to his brother Greg, but it's knocked off his stick, and now Wesselhoff with it. He'll send it up the far side board, dumped in by Bremer, sent around. Boss is going to play it. Lacus is going to step off of the bench. This is the period of the long change. So easy to get hemmed in your zone, and that could make a difference in this one if one team can get some tired bodies on the other side.
Yeah, you mentioned it, the long change. Teams are going to have to be smart with what they do with the puck. You don't want to have the other team going the other way just because of a bad change.
Yeah, and it's about not making bad turnovers in your zone because a guy with fresh legs can come right off the bench into the offensive zone, get a lot on it, and drive it into the back of the net. As Florida State's had a number of possessions in the offensive zone, and Muth takes that one up high off of the stick of Katz, but he looks okay. Is now sent around by Lent. Lent to Bloss. Bloss had a bounce over his stick, but able to get a piece on that one was Muth, and he'll take a heavy hit into the board. And now Pedri the other way has Semino. A shot by Pedri. Silliman with the save. And now FSU trying to get it out of the zone, and they're going to skate it up through the neutral ice. Taking a check there into the board was Lucero. And now Bloss lays a hit on Lacus. A little bit of a reverse hit as Lacus maybe was trying to lay the shoulder there, and Luke Collins had the puck stolen away, and Pedri's going to take a spill. He lost an edge. No call, and the ice is freshly zammed, so maybe causing some trouble. It's Collins' backhand. Rose with the save. Trying to get in the slot was Collins. Great defensive play by JU. Another shot. Rose making the save as that was Tyler Richards taking a shot just inside of the blue line.
It's a nifty between the legs move from Luke Collins. And he's got 3 goals this weekend in just 2 playoff games. So he's going to be a player to watch for this Knowles squad.
And one of the speed threats, mentioned not a lot of fast bodies, a lot of strength from the Knowles is Brunoli. Shoots that one in on Rose, and that's a reason that Collins has had a couple of goals this year. He uses the speed, drives hard into the lane, and has been able to get some good backhand opportunities in the back of the net. As Van Riege sets in to take this one, he'll lose it. JU's going to come away with possession, but turned over. Good effort by Brunoli. Was on his knees and made a good play, keeping the puck in the zone and pressuring JU still. And now JU a chance to skate it out. Gugliotta right in front of FSU's bench, had it taken away by Van Riege as he tried to chip it up the boards. And he's pressuring Van Riege. Van Riege is going to skate it in, near side boards. Cuts inside with a deke, between the legs, a shot, saved by Rose. Now Gugliotta trying to get it out. Done back in by Richards, and it comes out. No, kept in by Richards. Colin had it with the glove hand. Shot. That one by Richards, or Brunoli, and that one went over. Brunoli along the near side boards. Out to Richards at the point. Back to Brunoli, and out of the reach of his stick. Janowski's going to play that one around. Not going to get enough on it for icing as Salvi got a stick on it, slowed it down, and Woods is forced to play it for FSU. They tried to spring it after a change. Krattenstein had to circle back as JU got back in time. Ref's arms up for offsides. Say that one came out, so Rose is going to slow it down. JU's got some time.
Yeah, Jacksonville hemmed in their own zone a little bit. They had some opportunities to take the puck themselves, but just threw it away, and Florida State starting to put pressure on.
A little bit of sloppiness in this shift. And a shot by Krattenstein. He'll score. Florida State opening the scoring with 15:49 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, the hometown kid, Blake Krattenstein, just a heavy shot from just inside the zone. Beats Connor Rose, and finally someone breaks through. And that is a perfectly placed shot over the glove.
And what a shot from some distance. And that one had eyes and beat Connor Rose in the top right corner. So now JU trailing, but they're not a stranger to that. They trailed yesterday and found a way to come back. So it's just about getting some momentum if you're Jacksonville University, as Florida State has a 1-0 lead with Cooper Barno with the puck. He'll play it up ice where he turns it over. Greg Bellini, a shot. That one gets blocked. Wesselhoff gets a stick on that one. And now Krattenstein, the goal scorer, he'll chip it out of the zone. Glove down by Lent. He'll dump it in. JU had to come back and touch up. And now Lent keeps it in. He'll dump it deep. Wesselhoff, checked by Naumov at the end of that one. Good discipline by both sides. We mentioned it, only one penalty in the game. Went against Naumov earlier. As Lent's gonna be back for that one. He's gonna be pressured by Bremer. He'll cut back using the net as a screen there. He's gonna get it up to Naumov, but Naumov had it bounce off the back of his stick, and now a turnover, an opportunity for Florida State to try to wrap it around. Pass out to Wood at the point, gets it in his skates, and it's gonna escape the zone. Fortunate break there for Woods as they were dialing up the pressure. And now a chance, a back pass by McGovern, just out of the reach, sent across. McGovern wasn't able to play it, dumped down low. Bloss with it, loses it to McGovern. And now Wood with it, a shot. That one blocked by Bloss.
Couple of good defensive plays there from Luke Bloss.
Was really impressive in that game yesterday. Had a couple big shot blocks and does a good job carrying the puck as well. As now JU trying to take it away. That was James Pellini, door open on the FSU bench. Cats had to hold that one closed on the bench. Bloss is going to play it off the glass where the penalty box and scorekeepers are. And now JU going to get a fresh legs out there. Naumov's going to go off, and Florida State's going to try to move it up. Collins, he's forced out wide. Angled off by Semino and Sullivan. Wrapped into the slot, nobody there. Bernoulli's going to skate down into it, fresh off the bench. He shoots, and Rose right into the logo makes the save.
I think so far in this second period, Florida State's been all over those loose pucks. A little bit more urgency than Jacksonville, and we're seeing that Florida State extended offensive zone time. And that's not something we really see out of Jacksonville. I think one thing I've noticed, especially in their game yesterday, puck goes out to the neutral zone. They're skating hard to get back to it and retrieve it and head back the other way.
And it's probably a product of that late game, and this one was an early puck drop, so normally games have been starting 10:45, 11:15, but with it being Championship Sunday, starting at 8:15 as Bernoulli loses it, and now some effort by Muth. He'll come away with it in the neutral zone. He'll skate it downhill inside of the faceoff dot. He's forced off by Lucero. Got a stick on the puck, and it's going to come out of the zone.
It's probably been a while since a lot of these players have played an 8:15 a.m. game.
Yeah, typically it's the other way around. You normally see a 10:30, 11 o'clock game. We saw one of Jacksonville's game at Community First Igloo earlier this year, and that one had a 10:45 puck drop because that one's iced. So no change for the Seminoles, and Stromecki, Salvi, Gugliotta, the forwards out there. They're going to have Bloss and Lent patrolling the blue line as they're going to get some zone time here. Bernoulli's been out there for almost a minute now. Tired legs. They win that one, a quick shot, but fanned on by Salvi. Good face-off win. And that's the right mindset if you're JU. That one's dumped in by Florida State. Van Rees is chasing after it. Salvi plays it. He'll slow it down. Backhand pass to Stromecki. Stromecki's going to get it on the right side of neutral ice. He'll dump it in and he'll chase after it. Has it on the backhand. Plays it to Gugliotta, and now he's checked. Gugliotta has it down low. Pressure by Florida State. Comes out to the slot, and they're going to be able to move it up ice with some time. Van Rees has Lacus far side boards. He's going to get in the zone. He'll take a check, and that's going to be a turnover. But Van Rees, good effort after taking the check to dump it deep, and he'll step off the ice.
Yeah, Jacksonville could have had numbers the other way, but good job by the Seminoles to not allow that.
And now Stromecki a shot. That one gets blocked. Now played up the boards, not out. Lent there, keeps it in. He'll send it in, but turned over, and now the other way is McGovern. He takes a shot. That one gets blocked. Bloss with it, kicked it onto his stick, showing off maybe some soccer skills there.
That's funny because he also plays baseball at Jacksonville University.
A number of dual sport athletes. We see it all the time in hockey. We talked about it. Some of the women's division got 4 sport athletes in high school. So hockey athletes, definitely some of the most talented athletes on the planet. As this one sent up the boards for Salvi. Salvi across to Pellini. James Pellini forced down low by Wesselhoff. He'll cut back and he's going to lose the puck. But Frank Noble keeps it in. He'll get it back to Pellini. Pellini across. A shot. Saved by Silliman. That was Lent, and that one's going to be flipped up, and they're not going to be able to get that puck as bounces off to a crevice near the PA speakers. So now a face-off to the right of Silliman. And JU, some sustained pressure.
Yeah, but Florida State's also done a great job getting in front of those shots. We've seen a lot of blocks from the Seminoles, both defensemen and forwards.
And normally you see that from teams that let up a lot of goals because they give up a lot of shots, but that's not the case with Florida State. They're picking and choosing, and when they do block shots, they find a way to get it out to the corner. As that one sent in by Pellini. That was James, gets it to Greg on his stick, who couldn't get enough on it, trying to redirect it. Stolen away by James, gets it to his brother Greg. Greg backhands it, and no one's there, so Myhill's going to skate it up the other way. Frank Noble sealed the corner there, and now Myhill battling against Noble. Two of the taller guys on both rosters. That one's dumped in, said no icing as it hit a Seminole on the way in. Richards, D-to-D pass. And now Richards has it. Krattenstein plays it for Wood. A good touch pass there, played up. And skating after that one would have been Russenberger. He would have had a step, but good play by Greg Pellini. Now Russenberger, with some help, is going to get that one deep. He'll chase after it. Noble leaves that one back and takes a check from Russenberger, but knew that Florida State was changing, so no danger there. Russenberger now with the puck, though. A shot! That one goes over the net. Richards skates into it, gets tied up in a skate, and he still has it on his stick. Tried to do a touch pass over for McGovern, but McGovern able to get it into the corner. And now pressured by Noble. Now Naumov, maybe out there playing a little bit of defense. We've seen it earlier this year. He's a good skater, and he knows how to patrol the blue line. A good two-way forward for JU. As now Katz is slowing it down, letting Florida State get some changes as Pedri had that one play out to him. Gugliotta out there, second line. Semino. We're seeing some of the lines shift a little bit here and there, trying to get some new looks and see what's working. As Gugliotta has it. It's wrapped behind Silliman, trying to cover, and he's going to get in. We're going to get some shoving. In front is Gugliotta is not afraid to drive the net, and refs are trying to separate him, and this one's boiling over as Sullivan's trying to separate Katz, and he's going to give him a hug from behind as that one started to boil over.
Yeah, Michael Gugliotta, the captain for JU, plays with a lot of energy, and he's going right till the whistle, maybe a little bit after the whistle, and the Noles take exception, rightfully so.
We're going to see if we get a call. It looks like he's going to head to the box.
He's trying to say someone grabbed his face mask. Doesn't look like anyone's heading toward the box.
Well, refs are talking it over at center ice and has a notepad out, and Gugliotta is not too happy. So, yeah, we're going to see 2 penalties. Katz is going to head to the box for the Seminoles. Gugliotta the other way, and maybe was just arguing that maybe someone else needed to go. He felt like he was shoved first, but that's a game management penalty.
And they're talking to each other in the box as well. Lots of compete here in this championship game.
And I think we should have some 4-on-4, but looks like Sullivan is also being escorted over to the box. And not sure what the calls are going to be. 2 minutes up on the board, so maybe now a 4-on-3 opportunity for a little bit. So Gugliotta 2 minutes on the board. And if this one goes the way we think it will, it'll be a 4-on-3 power play, but looks like they got 5 guys on the ice, so for Florida State, so maybe 2 coincidentals. And JU needs 2 more guys out on the ice.
Yeah, the Jacksonville bench looks confused.
Yeah, we've seen some miscommunication between the refs and the benches, so coincidental penalties. And Gugliotta's going to serve a roughing. Katz got a roughing. We'll see what that second player in the box is for. So second power play of the game for Florida State. Couldn't take advantage the first time, but have a chance to extend their lead as JU clears that one. Sullivan's going to play it back. And now up the other way, Chambray. The guy who was electric versus Emory Riddle, but hasn't been in the action too much in this one.
Yeah, he's got 4 points on the weekend.
And 2 of those goals in the early ERAU Ice Eagles matchup. And Shane Sullivan's the other penalty. He got a roughing as well. And so that's going to be the coincidental with Katz. And Gugliotta is going to serve the extra 2. And a shot, that one goes up wide of the net. And Chambray's back for it. So he's been out on the power play unit, but not really as much in 5-on-5. As that one's sent around, Van Rees is going to slow it down, drop it to the blue line across to Chambray. Chambray's going to skate down. He'll look for a pass on the side. He gets one. Brunoli tried to fire it, but fired it wide as he wasn't square to the shot. And now Salvi pressuring. Brunoli's going to come away with it. Now skating it down is Collins. Across. Rose with the save. Still loose. Collins with it. Looks towards the slot. He's down low in the corner. Pass across. And Van Rees breaks his stick on a shot, and he's got to head back to the bench. So 4-on-4. But now Bremer's going to step across. No, he's going to step off, and Barno. JU gets a clear after a broken stick by Van Rees.
Some good looks there from Florida State on the power play. A couple of chances for Brunoli in the slot. That looks like who they're looking for as they set up on this power play.
Yeah, using some of the speedy guys on the roster. We mentioned it, size outside, but speed kills, and that's what they're trying to take advantage of is James McGovern a shot. That one goes wide. Backhand pass by Barno, down low into the corner. 2 seconds left. Gugliotta's up, and he's out of the box. Sent across, back door. Barno from his knees. Rose with the save.
That might have been blocked in front of him by Polini.
And now Lent sends it up to Gugliotta, who's fresh out of the box. Cat and Sullivan's are going to have to stay in the box till the next whistle as we are back to 5-on-5. And now pass across. Bremer, near side boards, sends it up the ice, just out of the reach of Wesselhoff. Backhand pass out of the zone by Gugliotta, dumped in. And a change for the Seminoles. Look at some fresh legs. Lacus is out there now. Greg Polini flips it on the backhand. Naumaugh's going to chase after. He has Fusting, and Fusting's going to play it up to McGovern. McGovern on the backhand. He's pressured on the forecheck, almost turns it over. He loses a glove. Another Seminole in this game losing their glove, and now a turnover. Naumaught a shot. That one goes wide.
That was a grade A opportunity for the MVP. It just puts that high of the net.
And that's one of the guys that if JU can get to scores, that one rolls in on Silliman. He'll make a save. he scored yesterday, and you heard MVP chants from the JU bench, and they want to get him to score as that one's iced by the Seminoles.
Yeah, he had a hat trick yesterday against Florida Tech.
And now the ref's going to slide over, get Van Regis' stick back to the Seminoles equipment manager. He'll throw that one over to the corners. Van Regis, we mentioned it, would have had a great opportunity and just snapped the stick in half as Pedri then for this draw after the icing. He'll win it for a second. It's tied up along the wings. Kept in for a moment. Lacus had to come out. Pedri gets along the blue line. He'll keep it in. He'll shoot. Silliman gets a glove on that one. Redirects it out back behind the net. And now it comes out to neutral ice. Naumov. He'll dump it in, and Florida State's going to slow it down. A stretch pass to Lacus. He gets a stick on it, so that's going to negate the icing. Janowski with it. He'll dump it back around D to D. Sullivan's there. He's out of the box after serving a coincidental roughing. And a chance towards the slot. Puck is still loose. And now a check along the boards. Woods was hit there, and a great play in the pass there. A shot. That one's going to roll wide. And a little bit more lighting in the rink now as lights turn on back behind Connor Rose. As Janowski tied up. And now Myhill had it in front but couldn't find enough of it on his stick, but he'll make a play, keep it in, and Rosenberger sends it out. Myhill has to dump it in. As Rosenberger had to come and touch up, Rose is going to leave it for Sullivan. Sullivan backhand pass to Janowski. In the corner, turned over. Rosenberger loses it, tries to deke, and he is not happy. He smacks his stick on the ground. He knew he had the opportunity to take the lead. Florida State looking for a trip, and that one's flipped out of play by Naumov.
Jacksonville starting to scramble a little bit in their own zone. But again, Florida State putting the pressure on. You can see at Jacksonville sometimes they might have a second or two to pick their head up and skate with the puck, but you know, we talked about it, some fatigue probably setting in. And when you get like that, you're just thinking, I got to get rid of this puck. I don't want to hold on to it and turn it over.
Yeah, JU's got to find a way to calm it down, but they're going to have a 2-on-2 rush. A pass into the slot. Gugliotta had the open net but couldn't find it. Now Gugliotta down low. We mentioned it. He drives hard to the net and was driving hard there and just couldn't find that one on his stick, and now cleared out the other way. Bernoulli, a speed threat. He's forced out wide. He'll cut back. Has Van Riege, who we mentioned broke his stick on a scoring opportunity, into the slot. And that one's going to jump over the stick of Barno and out of the zone. And now sent up. Now along the red line. That pass is blocked by Gugliotta. And now Shremecki's going to come away with it. He'll get it into the zone cleanly. Salvi with it. And now a pass. Gugliotta shot. That one goes wide. 2 opportunities for JU in the past 30 seconds, but not able to capitalize. Now Van Riege is going to have to race out to this one, but Blas is going to win it, and they're going to get an icing.
Starting to see both these teams try the long flip play. Which is good because we have the high ceiling here in the stadium rink.
Yeah, relatively high ceilings at the Panthers IceDen. You see some rinks around CHS, some of the lower ceilings where you can't get those flip plays, but it's worked so far in this one. Neither team able to capitalize on them yet, but they've gotten a few close calls.
Yeah, those long flips, that's a simple play, and the mindset for both these teams is just to keep things simple, not get too fancy with the puck. Because you don't want to make that mistake, right?
Yeah, and puck came out. Janikowski skates in. He dekes. He had it stolen off of his stick. Bruno Oli tried to get it out, but couldn't. Now Naumov, a pass into the slot. Polini, and that one off of the stick. There, getting a stick on that one. That was Collins. And JU's had good opportunities for shots, but it's been Florida State getting sticks and bodies in front of pucks that have kept this one 1-0.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good chances for Jacksonville, controlling the puck, getting chances in the slot.
Polini took a shot there. Silliman forced to make a save as that one got through. Sullivan's going to ring it around the boards. Naumov down low. Naumov tries to send it out to the point, but actually drops it back into the corner for Greg Polini. And James had to play. He's pressured. And what a play by James. As Lacus is on the back door looking for a pass, and now turned over in the zone. A pass backdoor shot by Naumov. Blocked by McGovern. Kept in the zone by JU, Janikowski. JU getting some pressure. He's forced off of it by Wesselhoff. He's got some time. He's going to try to play it up the boards. Plays it up, but not out. Greg's keeping it in so far. And now FSU's going to get the change. Excuse me, they'll get the clear, but can't get fresh legs out. As we mentioned, long change. JU moves it up. A weak pass across. Just kind of dribbled in, but Wesselhoff skated into it. And now Chombre up in the play. Playing forward is a defenseman on this roster. Shot saved by Rose. Now they're trying to drive it into the corner. Bout into the corner, pushed by Polini. Not out of the zone. A shot by Bremer. Blockered into the boards by Rose. Chombre down low in the play. And now some tired JU players out there. Had some sustained pressure, but now hemmed in their zone. And they're going to send it up ice. It's going to take a bounce, and that's going to be an icing.
Yeah, it looked like JU was trying to get off. It might be. That was an icing call. The official trying to keep those players out.
And we're going to see if
Although I believe Janowski was one of those players. I think he snuck off the ice.
Yeah, and sometimes it's about confusing the refs, and the refs got to communicate, and you get some motion on the bench. If they don't catch it right away, maybe you get one guy off. So it helps a little bit, but still 4 tired guys out there for the Dolphins. FSU wins the draw. Chance to take advantage and increase the lead after that icing. 1:27 left to go in the second period. Flipped up, Salvi's gonna play it. And now Stromecki. He drives in, he'll shoot, sharp angle, and Silliman makes the save.
Good rush there from Nathan Stromecki. He had 1 assist yesterday in the semifinal, and he's been an impressive player for Jacksonville all year long.
A lot of effort by Stromecki in that game yesterday as that shot goes in. Mutt just sent it towards Silliman. It's the idea of get pucks on net, one of the biggest cliches in hockey, but it's true, as that's what Mutt was trying to do there. And now on the backhand, Stromecki played up and kept in by Bloss. One of the good two-way players on this squad. It bounces out. And now FSU trying to get it up the other way. Lacus, a good pass. Oh, and what a play there. Defensively, Lacus shoots, and that one wide. McGovern skated in, but lost his stick, and Lacus able to get a shot away, but it just went wide. What an opportunity for FSU as that one's going to clear out of the zone. 36 left to go. Flipped up and out of play, and once again into that crevice by the PA system. So 2 pucks not retrievable by any staff here at the rink. Penalty box attendants ask him where that one went as he's looking around for it. It's a face-off just outside of the Seminole zone. Stromecki in for the draw. Russell wins it, but JU's gonna send that one in. They're gonna have to touch up the delayed offside, allowing Florida State to have some time to skate it as that's Katz. Ethan Katz, one of the assistant captains on the squad, and almost a turnover, and Salvi getting a stick on it, but Russell able to skate into it with 10 seconds left to go. A chance for Florida State to build some momentum with the waning seconds of the second period. A big check into the board. Katz get hit by Stromecki, and that's going to do it. So 1 goal in the second period. The Seminoles, Kratenstein able to tuck one past Rose. Two really strong teams, first meeting of the year. Noah, what have you liked in the second period?
This was more even in terms of shots in this second period. Florida State with 10-9 advantage in shots in this second period. And chances on both sides. And it's funny enough, the 1 goal they did score it did not come from sustained pressure. It was just off the rush. And that one snuck past Connor Rose. And we have a great final period up next on our hands.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Derek Lodermeyer talks to his team, tries to light some fire under them. They came out completely different in the third period, scored 4 goals. So this JU team, if they can get a fire lit underneath them, they have a way to get back into this one just down a goal. So we'll step away. We'll get some fresh ice. between the second and third period. Seminoles with the 1-goal lead as we step away. And we are back for the third period, a Seminole lead. It's a slight one, but a lead's all that matters. With the last 20 minutes set to go, JU's had opportunities, but shot blocking by the Seminoles has kept them with a narrow lead.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Florida State playing with a ton of desperation. Jacksonville's had their chances, and they're just going to look to have one of those finally break through. But this should be a fantastic third period.
Yeah, the Seminoles 20 minutes away from capturing their second championship of the season, won the Battle at the Beach championship on this rink. And we mentioned at the beginning, Ryan Chombre said this group is focused on a championship. And whoever's in the lead at the end of this 20 minutes is going to walk away with the first CHS ACDC Division Championship. As puck's dropped, Florida State wins it. Bernoulli tried to flip it into the zone. Luke Collins with it. Pushed outside. He's going to have to skate back behind along the red line. Flipped out in front. Getting a stick on that one was Sullivan. He'll get down, try to block a shot potentially from Wesselhoff. And Rowe's going to get a cover.
Yeah, a little bit of traffic in front as Wesselhoff kind of drifted towards the corner. Was able to get the shot lane, but Rowe's able to find that one.
Yeah, you're going to want to see more players in the shot lanes as both teams are trying to find goals in this period. Both goalies have been able to see a lot of the shots, and the one that Krattenstein scored, just there was no chance for Rose. There's a shot there. That one goes out to the corner. Blown edge by Greg Polini. Wesselhoff at the point. He'll try to skate it down. He will get it deep. Janowski back for it. Has it on the backhand. He's going to skate it up, flips it up the boards out of the zone. Van Riej's going to slap that one back in, delayed offside. Ref's arm up, and Florida State touches up. They're going to change a few guys out. Now JU cross ice. Naumov, just not able to reach that one. Arm up for icing.
Again, we talked about it. These missed passes resulting in the icings. You want to connect here. If you're Jacksonville, just things like that, they're going to kill you. If you look like you have chances going your way, but then all of a sudden you're back in your own zone trying to defend.
As Russell is going to go against Pedri, and they're saying Polini's got to stay out there. Sullivan, it was an icing. They're saying Sullivan wasn't out there, and so Polini's going to have to stay out. Seklo letting the ref know what he thinks about that one, as that's wrapped back behind. And JU's going to come away with it now with a chance to clear. If they do get it out, Lucero wasn't able to keep it in, and now the other way, Semino has Pedri. Semino a shot, Silliman gets down, saves that one, catches it in the glove.
Yeah, it's looking like the ice is a little flooded still. Semino not quite getting all of that one, but an easy save for Silliman along the ice.
So it'll be interesting to see as the ice still starts to freeze over, if that changes some of the momentum, as JU did have a good opportunity there, and that one's going to go down the length of the ice for an icing, as Blast is going to skate back and win the race uncontested. So now a chance for JU with no change for Florida State. Kratzenstein out there. He's got the only goal in this one, but it's the goal that matters. As Pedri ties that one up. Florida State's going to come away with it, and they're not going to get it out. Jonathan Lent seals it at the blue line. Down low in the corner, Muth trying to play it. And now skate up near side boards and losing an edge there. Looks like his knee, see, was head to the bench. That was Russenberger. Pedri. Now slowing it down. JU gets it to Pedri. Silliman had to make a save on that one as that was sent towards the net. And he bounced it back behind. And now Kat's going to cut back in the defensive zone for the Noles. Sends it around to Lucero. Lucero's going to skate it up. He's got some time. He's pressured by Pedri, but gets it out to neutral ice. And then they're going to get it deep. And now Blast after it. Rose is going to play it around as he was pressured up on the forecheck. Flipped out of the zone. Pedri gets a stick on it, backhands it And now Florida State going to get a stick on it. Fresh legs for JU. Blast is going to dump that one in. He'll take a check by McGovern. That was Jack McGovern laying the check. This one's pinned along the boards. Now Jack McGovern. Pass across. Lacus ahead of the rest of the Noles. And now a good play by Bloss, and that one's sent in. Say no icing. It's on the right side of center ice. We're the Noles, and Wood's going to come back to play that one. That one's sent up the boards. Janowski back for it, no icing. FSU's going to get fresh legs. Chance to take advantage of the change, Salvi, but has no help. And now a touch pass, but it forced out of the zone. Good play by FSU's. Brimmer stole that one away and got it to McGovern, and now he's going to skate it up with some speed. He's going to be forced out wide, trying to cut to the slot. Circles back. Pressure down low. Getting some help there. Janikowski that was Pelini coming to help, but coming away with it. And now Lacus skating downhill. He'll shoot. Rose with the save. Still loose in the zone. Stromecki's out there. Barno's going to skate into it. He's going to try to dump it deep. Can't get it all the way deep, and a hit into the board, and we're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, it looks like the official's just stopping play. Both players got tied up just to make sure everyone's okay. That was kind of an incidental collision.
Yeah, just two guys trying to play the puck, and you mentioned it, getting tied up a little bit in the skates, and our team's going to get a change. JU does get the last change, being the home team. They are the number 2 seed in the playoffs, and Florida State, the number 6 seed, but once again, not evidence of the skill on this roster, just evidence of their record against some of the top teams. As that one's shot, that one goes wide. And now it's out to the point. Barno dumps it on the backhand further into the zone, out to the point. Along the right face-off circle, McGovern skates it back behind the goal line, sent around the boards. Wesselhoff into the slot, and McGovern was not able to get a turnaround shot, and that's going to be flipped out by JU, but Wesselhoff with the puck, 15:47 left to go. Delayed offside there, and that one into the JU bench, and Sullivan's going to give a shove to Chombre. And a little bit of chirping. Sullivan talking to the Florida State bench as we're right behind the two benches. Yesterday when we called the JU game, we were between them. As now Naumov moves in, he'll shoot that one. And Wesselhoff's gonna get a piece of that. It's gonna bounce out to the corners. James Pelini tried to play, and we're gonna get a penalty for a rough. They're gonna say that Pelini got the puck away in a late hit.
Yeah, they're gonna call, I believe that's
Cooper.
Barno.
Yeah, Cooper Barno.
Yeah, rough it. On that hit, kind of got his hands up on Pelini. And when you make a hit like that, you got to keep your hands tucked in, your elbows tucked in. And Barno will sit for 2. And Jacksonville, a prime opportunity.
And they had a number of power play opportunities yesterday. I mean, Florida Tech took 20 minutes, so had a chance to work on back door. And not able to get a stick on that one was James Pelini. Had the net open. JU able to keep it in. 22 seconds gone off the power play. A shot by Janowski. That one goes wide.
Yeah, Silliman saw that the whole way. Jacksonville need to get traffic in front.
Yeah, we mentioned it. It's about creating screens in front as Naumov skates into it. He's going to shoot that one off of a stick. Good block. We saw a lot of that in the second period. It's tied up back below the net. JU's going to come away with it. Naumov at the point. He's going to get it from Pelini. Naumov pass across. Skating down into Janowski. Almost had a chance as Silliman didn't see that, but went wide. Now Janowski's going to dump it deep into the zone around the boards. Chomber's going to be able to skate into that. And hasn't seen too much ice time in this one, but he's out on the PK. So the captain out there when they need him. Maybe a little banged up after the Florida game yesterday. And playoffs do take a tear on people. And now Florida State, a one-on, short-handed. A shot, and that one saved by Rose. Got the pad on it. Collins, a grade A opportunity, short-handed.
It looked like that puck rolled on him, and He just tried to lift that under the bar, and it looked like it stuck to his stick, and he almost put it over the netting behind the goal of Connor Rose.
And a great pad save. Like I said, just getting enough of it was Rose sends that one way high into the netting. Now puck's dropped. And FSU wins it. They're going to cut back, kill some time off, and then they'll dump it deep. 35 left to go in the power play. So potentially one more rush for the Dolphins. Lanton has it. He skates it up, but taken away and dumped down onto Rose. 21 left to go. Dolphins reset. Got to move it up quick if they want to take advantage with the man up. And now a touch pass out of the reach of Gugliotta. Overskated it, flipped up. 8 seconds left. Good penalty killing by FSU. Backhand by Lint. Now Salvi sends it back into the zone, and that's likely going to do it. Barno out of the box. Back to 5-on-5.
Florida State bench fired up after that penalty kill.
And they probably had the better opportunity. He's about to wrap around. Saved by Silliman. Silliman, and they score! The captain, Michael Gugliotta, puts it in the back of the net, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, Jacksonville creating chaos in front of Matthew Silliman. And that puck is sitting there for the captain. And he ties this one up in the third.
Scored the last goal of the game yesterday, and that's a big momentum swing for JU. Captain's fired up, the bench is fired up, and we've got a tie game.
I was talking to you in the intermission. I called him the Energizer Bunny, and he is getting everyone in this rink fired up.
So we've got a good one. 13-17 left to go, tied at 1. We're ready to drop the puck. And you said in the intermission, it takes one. JU got the one. Now it's time to see who gets the next one. As this one sent back in, was going to go for it, no icing.
Yeah, Brandon Muth on that play, just driving wide, and he got that wraparound in front to just keep it in front of the net and create that scoring chance for Jacksonville.
And you get a goaltender sprawling around, you're going to get opportunities, and that's what they did there. As now Janowski, he's going to dump it on the backhand out to center ice. He'll take a check at the end by Myhill. Busting with it, near side boards in front of the Seminoles bench. Rosenberger had to go back across for it as a missed pass. He's hit by Polini. That was James laying the body. Couldn't take advantage of that power play was the Dolphins, but they still scored. They found a way. As this one sent around the boards, Bremer was coming off the bench and let that one go, as maybe was trying to avoid a too many men call. As this one's driving in. And now it's in the corner. And now Florida State driving it up the other way. Check there. Litt falls down, maybe lost an edge. He's pressured by the Noles. But a good play, getting some help from Bloss. See, that was Greg Polini with the help. Now it's sending on Silliman back behind the net. JU trying to continue their momentum. And now the Noles going to come away with it. They'll settle it down. Chombre chips that one in, negates icing. He's out there, the captain. As that one's dumped in by the Dolphins, no icing. Barno flips it up to the neutral zone, played by Muth. Knocked off the stick there, Bernoulli, who we've seen a number of opportunities from. He's got a lot of speed. He's at the neutral zone. Pressured by Muth. He gets it into the zone, and he's going to take a heavy hit by Sullivan. And now Bloss going to take it. Fresh legs out for Florida State. Van Rij hopped over with Luke Collins. Luke Collins had that great short-handed chance. And JU wants a call. No call coming. As Bloss looks like he was potentially tripped up or interfered with.
I think that was an old school hip check from Cooper Barno.
And maybe looking for some knee-on-knee contact potentially. That was just a great hit, though, by Cooper Barno. And ref's going to let these guys play. Haven't been too many calls. And you don't want a penalty to decide this one with 10:35 left to go. And now a check into the boards. And JU still looking for a call. Thought maybe there was a rough there. Physicality by FSU, but a 3-on-2 drop for Sullivan. A shot Silliman gets a piece of it. It goes wide. Down into the corner for Gugliotta. He's got the equalizer in this one. He's battling against two Knowles. Semino hit by Van Riege. He's trying to get it. He'll drop it down low into the slot. Gugliotta had a chance to tip it just wide. Now out to the slot for Lynn. He's tees up a one-timer. That one blocked. And another shot. And that one had eyes, but a good save there by Silliman getting the blocker on that one.
Bit of a late reaction there from Silliman.
A block shot there by Lynn on Collins. JU ramping up the pressure. FSU's had opportunities, though. Richards slowing it down, 9:34 left to go. And now McGovern loses it. Polini's there. He chips it up the boards, but Florida State comes away with it. Wrong side of the red line, and they're going to win the race, the Dolphins. So it's going to be an icing against the Knowles.
Yeah, either team here not going to want to make that mistake that puts the other team ahead. So both teams playing with desperation, but also want to have the mindset of being a little bit conservative just to not let that chance go the other way.
As we're going to get set for the puck up to the left of Silliman. Loss wins it for a second, keeps it in the zone. JU ramping it up. Greg Polini, Naumov sends it around the boards. No way he's going to be on the far side board, so Greg Polini's going to skate into it. Finds a way to keep it in the zone. Tipped by James Polini, and now FSU's going to get it out. That was Lacus making a good play. And now Aguiar drops in Lacus, and a great defensive play by Polini. Greg Polini driving in, gets it to James Polini, across the pass, a shot! Silliman with a save, loose in front, and FSU gets it clear, but not out of the zone. Lynn drives downhill, circles back, looking for a pass, gets it across, bounces over the stick of Bloss, he'll settle it down, he'll get it to James. James over to Lynn, a shot! Silliman gets the pad on that, out to the corner. Sent up the board, not out. Now it's gonna bounce out, tied up along the boards in front of the Seminoles bench. JU's going to get the puck. Knowles gonna get one or two changes. Russenberger out there now with Wesselhoff. Greg Polini driving it up. Good play with the stick by Richards. Lacus still out there. James Polini tried to dump it deep. Now Lacus. A 2v3 the other way. Pass in the slot. And a good job by the Dolphins forcing that one out of the zone. Now Wesselhoff skating through the neutral zone. Has a clean break and loses it. It's looking like he was trying to deke it. It's flipped out. And Barno tried to play it with the glove, but it rolls past him. It's going to roll back towards Silliman. So JU gets the fresh legs.
Yeah, some momentum in favor of Jacksonville. Florida State not really able to get into the zone right now.
And now Myhill getting it deep. Some of their first clean zone time, but almost taken away there. Russenberger down low, and now taken away. JU doing a good job forcing pucks wide, not allowing dangerous opportunities. Salvi tries to pass it across. Janowski with it. Staying on side was Muth. Had to keep a foot on the blue line. Sent deep into the zone. FSU has a chance. Barno with it. Sent out the boards, out of the zone. Just escaping over the glove of Janowski. And now they're going to move it up. Stromecki had a stick on it by Barno, but it's set in front and over skating it. But sent in by Janowski, keeping it alive for JU. Now flipped up by Florida State. McGovern has it. He's got help with him on the other side. It's Bremer, but it is a 2v3. And Bloss back there. Good stick pass out into the slot. Reading that one was Janowski. He's going to go off for a change. Mutt the other way. 4 fresh legs out for JU. Mutt tried to deke inside. Puck taken away. Sent up the boards. Trying to get a stretch pass was the Knowles. But now blast up to Petrie out of the reach. Wesselhoff with it.
And Wesselhoff going to slow this thing down. Coming up on 6 minutes left in this championship game.
As Wesselhoff is going to ice the puck, so maybe Knowles were trying to get some legs off, see if they maybe got 1 or 2 guys off as they're not allowed to change. But it looks like Chombray's out on the ice, and I think he might have slipped in. So puck's dropped. Knowles win it. Lucero sends it around the boards, played down into the corner, turned over in the JU zone, in the offensive zone. Petrie now with it. He's down low, has Gugliotta in the slot. Skates it out wide, dumps it around the boards. Gugliotta was trying to skate into it. Now Bloss, good screenplay by Cimino. Now Petrie, a shot blocked. Lynn with it, he shoots. Block it away. 2 quick shots by the Dolphins. Cimino battling for it. Cimino. And now the other way. McGovern for the Noles. He's forced out wide. He's trying to drive towards the net. Rose gets a piece of it. It goes wide. And now Bernoulli with speed. Rose a save. An excellent back check by the Dolphins, stopping that one.
Great stick there in front by Lent.
Collins outside with the puck. Pressure by the Noles. Backhand pass, nobody there. Catches a skate of the Dolphins. Lost now with it for the Dolphins. Sent up ice. Interception by the Noles. They're onside. A huge hit at the blue line. Collins now with it on the backhand. Good stick. Van Rees shoots. That one's blocked. And now Cimino's going to send it. Hits a stanchion and doesn't get the bounce he wants. Probably would have been icing. And that one's shot on Rose, and Rose is going to get the glove and get a break for the defense.
Yeah, you have room to skate there. You just got to get to that red line and dump it in, but I think Cimino he had heavy legs. He was just trying to get rid of that puck, but a bad bounce that turns the other way, and Florida State remains in the offensive zone.
So Van Rees is going to take it first. Greg Polini, and we're 5 minutes away. It's tied at 1. So maybe seeing overtime in the championship game as that one rolls through the slot. Naumov gets it up to James Polini. He'll dump it in. And the trophy is sitting between the penalty boxes as someone's going to come out with it. Now Bernoulli with it. Had a good opportunity earlier, but fanned on it. He's going to skate it up. Drop pass. Gets it back down to Bernoulli, who's down low. Backhand try. Rose with a save. Sent out to the corner. Driving downhill, Wesselhoff. He's on his backhand, tries to get a pass away. Dolphin without a stick. Now Greg Polini going the other way with Sullivan. A tap pass. Sullivan driving inside. A shot, and he fans on it. What a back check by the Noles.
Yeah, beautiful move from Sullivan, but Wesselhoff getting the stick on at the last second to knock that away. A great defensive effort by the Noles.
And Myhill able to negate icing fresh off the bench. He's the only one in the offensive zone is Naumov. Going to take it up the other way. And he's checked. He'll fall down. Dumped into the zone and out of play.
I think we're starting to see kind of a stalemate here. I mentioned it, the skill of each team, it's so evenly matched. And again, that bounce is just gonna, one bounce is gonna decide this game.
And if this one goes the distance with 3:52 remaining, we're gonna get 3-on-3 overtime for 5 minutes. So now driving it, forced out wide, trying to get a pass into the slot, rolls in on Rose and had to be ready as he covers that one. Almost a bad bounce.
Yeah, Rose is alert in the slot, and a little bit of talking there from Kratenstein in front.
And he's got the goal in this one. He's looking for the second. This is a next goal win scenarios with 3:39 left to go. Puck won by the Dolphins using that flip play. We mentioned it earlier. High ceilings allows for that. As the Noles back for it. And now Richards driving it up. But a good job by 2 Dolphins cutting that one off.
All 5 players back in the defensive zone for Jacksonville on that rush. It made that a 1v5.
And that's what the Dolphins have done a good job of, is that one's out of the reach, and that's going to be an icing. They've done a good job backing up and getting all 5 guys in the zone defensively, not allowing odd man rushes for the Noles.
And it's good to have that defensive mindset here in this championship game. And they say defense wins championships, right, Gavin?
Yeah, we've seen plenty of defense in this one. So puck is dropped. So puck is dropped. It's going to go the length. Cats back for it. Pass across by the Noles. They're going to skate it up. They've got a 2-on-2. Shomeki gets back a shot on Rose, and he'll make a save. Getting the whistle.
Yeah, nothing really going for either team. And if this one does remain, we will have an ice cut and go continuous 5-on-5, just like playoff hockey.
So yeah, semifinals were 3-on-3, but this is the finals. It's a grind to win the trophy. So 5-on-5, 20-minute overtime. And we'll go until a goal is scored. So no shootout in the final game. You gotta win it with a goal. 2:36 left to go. Sullivan flips it, turned over. Chambray almost had it, but flipped out of the zone. Knowles pressured. James Pellini had a chance to take it. Greg Pellini defensively. McGovern, a shot blocked in front. Excellent play by Sullivan. Naumov trying to win the race versus Katz. Katz, a great defensive play with the stick. Naumov tried to get by him. Now Naumov delivers a hit onto Katz. Knowles trying to get it out. Kept in for the moment. It's going to be flipped out. 2 left to go. Janowski. Almost turned over. Chambray with a good stick in the neutral zone. Forces JU to go back. Flip play. Gugliotta couldn't get that one with the glove. And now a chance for Chambray, the captain. He's driving in. He's got to cut back. Forced out wide. Falling down. That was Bloss. It's down low in the corner. Flipped out of the zone. Off the stick of Gugliotta. Arm up for icing. And it's going to have enough. That's going to be an icing. 1:31 left to go as Barno wins the race.
And you mentioned it, we're seeing a lot of those flip plays from Jacksonville. Again, they're just trying to get that puck out. And again, I think fatigue setting in. That's going to be huge, especially if this game remains tied.
As now Greg Pellini in the draw. Knowles winning, quick shot. Rose with a save.
He's been very calm in this one, Connor Rose.
As now, face-off going to be to the right of Rose. Puck dropped. Dolphins win it. Flip play out. Gugliotta on the right. It rolls in on Silman. Gugliotta lost his stick there. Second time this game he's had it knocked out of his hands. And now Luke Collins the other way. Tried to cut inside on the backhand backdoor. Shot, and they score! Brunoli with the goal. They take the lead. 2-1 with 1:08 left to go.
It's Luke Collins with the poise entering the offensive zone. He just slips that across the crease to Cole Brunoli. And he's got a wide open net to put that home. And with 1:08 left, the Knowles take the lead.
And we're seeing the chop from the fans here in the stands. What a play. Luke Collins to Brunoli, two guys who have had their hands all over this one. And what a moment for those two players as they take the lead.
And the roof might have just blown off of this building. What a moment here in the ACDC championship game. But now Jacksonville need to regroup.
And maybe going to see a timeout from head coach Ryan Smith. The refs are trying to figure things out. We're gonna see. It looks like they're telling him to get into the dot. No timeout. Derek Lodermeyer was trying to drop a play. And he's arguing with the refs saying that they called a timeout.
Yeah, each team is saying the other called a timeout, and the officials just trying to get everyone back out on the ice for this 1:08. The bench is fired up for the Seminoles.
Puck's dropped. Dolphins come away with it. Rose is skidding out right near the faceoff dots. He's going to go. Lodermeyer, Stromecki out. The extra skater on. Knowles with it. The net's empty. Flips it up. Out of the reach. Stromecki's back for it. That's going to be an icing.
Yeah, it was flipped ahead just behind the red line. I think the Knowles trying to argue that I believe it's Stromecki held up a little bit. It looks like they're discussing. We'll get a face-off in the Noles zone.
Six on five. Empty net for the Dolphins. They win the faceoff. Out to the point. Janowski gets it to the corner. Now Mob across to Mudd. Mudd shoots. Silliman a save. Pass along the boards. Slowing it down. Turned over, flipped out of the zone. 32 left to go. That's empty. Mudd. He's gonna try to break it in. Far side boards. He skates it in. Looks to the point, drops it back. James Polini to Janowski. A shot blocked. Send it to the corner. And that one hits the netting. 17.9 left to go.
This has been the story for the Florida State Seminoles all game long. When Jacksonville's getting those chances, they're there blocking shots in front. And that's a brilliant play from James McGovern, the veteran for this Noles team.
So timeout now by the Dolphins. Derek Lodermeyer. They've got 19 seconds. They added 1.1 on the clock. And he's going to draw something up. What do you think the message is for Lodermeyer to his team with 19 seconds left to go, and they need to tie this one up?
As soon as you get a lane, shoot that puck, and everyone just crash the net. That's how they got their one goal here this morning. But there's 19 seconds, not much time left. That's all you really have as an option. But if you're Florida State, you just got to get in front of everything, get bodies out of the front of the net, and just full-on desperation here from both sides.
So Silliman's going to head back to the crease. Dolphins have some time, talk it over. They've got the MVP out there, Nick Naumov. They've got that top unit out there. A lot of offense out there for the Dolphins. They're going to try to draw this one up. 19 seconds left to go. A face-off win is a must. And they win the draw. Shot towards the net. That one's blocked. Janowski keeps it in, but turned over. Knows out space. They'll dump it up. Brunoli with it in his chest, pins it along the boards. 9 seconds. They'll dump it down towards the net. It just goes wide. 4 seconds left. They'll dump it towards the net. And the Noles are champions. Brunoli gets the late goal. And the Noles take this one 2-1.
This was a fantastic championship game. What a way to kick off Championship Sunday here in the stadium rink. And what an effort from both teams. This was down to the wire. Either team could have come out with this one.
And what effort by the Dolphins. Had a big opportunity. And Ryan Chambre and the Seminoles are going to win the first ACDC championship trophy.
Yeah, and lots of respect between these two teams as they go through the handshake line. And you got to give props to both teams, like you said. This was a brilliant effort.
And we mentioned it, JU, first-year program. There's a lot of upside for them, but the Noles, with a couple of seniors on their roster, experience paid off.
As we get set for the presentation of the championship trophy. And I think Florida State's defense really was the deciding factor in this one. Jacksonville, a number of prime opportunities to either take the lead, tie it up, and I talked about it, playing with desperation. And again, as the handshake line concludes and the teams line up on the respective blue lines, we'll hand it over to the public address announcers. The MVP for the ACDC, Matthew Silliman. He was fantastic all weekend long. Ryan Chambray, the captain of the Noles, headed to accept the championship trophy. What a weekend from the Florida State Seminoles. He talked about it, Ryan Chambray. Championship on the mind. And they played fantastic. And go back to the MVP, Matthew Silliman, 3 goals allowed in just 3 games. What a performance. And you see Commissioner Kyle Nell congratulating from the Jacksonville University Dolphins as they're, you can see some of them extremely disappointed, rightfully so. But you have to hang your head high if you're the Dolphins. That was a fantastic effort. And again, keep mentioning it, their first year as a program, they're a young team. They'll certainly be back in this position in the years to come.
As the Noles will take a picture with the trophy. Getting set, and they're going to be the first ACDC College Hockey South champions. So thank you so much for joining us for the ACDC Division Final. The Noles are champions, winning this one 2-1 over the Jacksonville Dolphins.